There we are. We are live. 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 What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday night to you. I want to do a little late night insight for those of you that are watching the replay. I am so grateful that you thought enough of this page, this voice, to tune in and to hear what was said. And I'm hoping that you will do what people are getting ready to do now in real time, and that is hit that share button and invite someone in your circle of influence to be a part of the conversation. For those of you that are coming in live, welcome, 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 welcome. I want you to do two things quick, fast, and in a hurry. I want you to share this on every platform, if you will. We're streaming on multiple pages. We're streaming on multiple devices. And as a consequence, I want to make sure that you help us get the word out. I want to help some people in a big way tonight, because I in the words of Papa, I done took all I can took. I done stands all I could stood. I can't stands no more. I got to say something about this. So quickly, number one, hit that share button. And if you're feeling real communal, go ahead and tag somebody as well. But here's the second thing. As you're coming in, let me know where you are watching from. Talk to me. Hey, Carly, good to see you as always. Regina, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Malita, good night to you as well. Good evening to you. Come on, everybody, hit the share button and then let me know where you're watching from. I want to know how far the community reaches tonight. I want to touch the the diaspora, if you will. So quickly, come on and let me know where you're from. And if you're streaming in one of our private Facebook groups, know that I can't see your name. It just says Facebook user, but I'm grateful for you. So somebody said, my brother, I love you. I don't know who you are, but Facebook user, I thank God for you. Tiana is in North Carolina. I see you. Miss Bailey is in New Jersey. I see you. Chloe is in Noonan, Georgia. Okay. Los Angeles, California. All right. Buffalo, New York. San Antonio, Texas. All right. Somebody said they're from Faith Covenant Church of Bruton, Atmore, Alabama. I don't know who that is, but that's amen. I'd love to meet you. Oh, gotcha. I know who you are, Levon. Gotcha. What's up, man? Come on. Who are you? Where are you? Hit that share button. Let's go. Candy in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Angela in New Smyrna, Florida. K Rich Productions in Virginia. Justin Jones in Florida. Who else is here? I'm going to give this 2 minutes and then we rolling. Okay. Somebody said, is this the black? Yep, it is. It is. Jonathan Richardson. Well, what's up, man? In DC. Mary Jones in Nashville. All right. This is why it's not midnight mentorship tonight. It's late night insight. It's 11 o'clock and Reverend is weary and well done. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but let's get y'all in here. We're right at 100. But I want to run that up. Come on, quickly. 45 more seconds. Sharice in Chicago. I wish I had that chocolate shake from, what is that, Portillo's? My God, today. What a thing of beauty it is. Austin, Texas is in the house. 30 seconds, y'all. Tag somebody, especially if you host events. If you want to host events, if you want to host conferences, get some people in here, because we need to talk about some of this foolishness. I can't take no more. Connecticut is here. Charleston is here. Okay. All right. Very good. Listen. I am excited. There we go. I'm excited to see everybody in here tonight. I know that as the live goes on, I'm not going to hold you guys all night, but I know that you all are going to invite some people to come in and join us. I trust that I don't even start yawning until I get live. I don't know why it's like that. It's insane. But at any rate, Trust that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, that your week has been productive. I want to first start by shouting out all of you all that have been consistent in praying for me in this very interesting season that we are in right now in life and in ministry. For those of you that don't know, over the last 9 months, I have begun my pastoral journey. I took over my home church. Hey, Dallas, I see you. Hey, Charlotte, I see you. I took over my home church 9 months ago now. And what a ride this has been. We have grown from less than 70 people to 845 people. I'm going to say that again, from less than 70 rather, to 845 people. Ladies and gentlemen, please hear me well. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our sight. And so many of you have been praying, and I'm not talking about, oh, Doug, I'm praying for you. No, I'm talking about actually when you go in your prayer closet and have time with God, you call my name out. Please hear me clearly when I tell you it is appreciated, it is necessary, it is needed, and I am so grateful for you. The church is going great. We're now in 3 locations. Every Sunday, we have 9 a.m. on the south side. That's our newest campus. It's only 3 weeks old now, that Sunday service. We have 12 o'clock in Atlanta, and then we have 4 o'clock in Marietta. And every Sunday is an adventure. And it's full, it's challenging, but your prayers have been working. But the other reason I need you to pray, and I thank you all that have been doing it, is because not only is the church thriving, and I'm grateful for that. Somebody said, hi, I want to be a member of Faith Covenant. Lord have mercy. Y'all just keep coming. I'm not Kayla, this is not even what that's about, but if I can't see your page, but if you're serious, Kayla, are you in the Metro Atlanta area? This is crazy. When God cuts that growth grace on, it's on. You can't even. This is crazy. This is a conference live, and folks trying to join the church. Okay, Kayla, can you inbox the church? On Facebook, are you on Facebook? Can you inbox us at Faith Covenant Church, or send me a DM on here? That's what we'll do. Kayla, if you have Instagram, thank you, Jesus. DM me now at M Moore Jr. MMOOREJR, and I can get you connected to the new members team and get you the information. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, do that now, Kayla. So anyway, like as I was saying, the church is growing. I mean, literally all the time, as you can see. And so we're grateful for that. But furthermore, the itinerant schedule is very, very strong right now. So I'm traveling. So last week, Friday, I preached in Birmingham. Saturday, I ministered at an event in Atlanta. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. FCC South, 12 p.m. FCC Atlanta, 4 p.m. FCC Marietta. Monday, I was preaching for an AIM convention in Tampa, Florida. Tuesday, I was preaching in Houston, Texas. Tonight, I did my Bible study here in Atlanta. Thursday, I'm doing church stuff, meetings and whatnot. Friday, I'm in Rhode Island. Thank God. Saturday, I'm in Alabama. And then Sunday, we're doing it all over again. 3 services, So your prayers are absolutely appreciated and absolutely necessary. It is not just church talk when I tell you I appreciate you praying, and I ask you to keep doing it. Now, with that said, church is growing. Very grateful. Very, very happy. Shantara, oh, thank you, Jesus. The first time I visited your church, the power of God hit me like never. Well, when you coming back? Shantara, if the power of God hits you like never before, You need to stay where the power is, woman of God. You need to stay where the power is. I want to see you Sunday, Shantara. Let me know if you're coming. I'm gonna save you a seat. All right. So I'm grateful for the church. Let's get into what I came to talk about. But as my hoodie says, prior to the church, I need you to hear this well. Can y'all read that? Prior to the church, I used to host a conference back in the day. All right. Uh, I am a self-proclaimed retired conference host. I'm just a good old has-been, right? Back in the day, I used to host a little event called YLC, which stood for Young Leaders Conference. It was a gathering centered around ministry, media, and the marketplace. And to give you a little background, because I need you to hear this, because I'm tired of some foolishness. I can't take it no more. So I gotta talk about some of this. Back in the day, Candace, that's exactly right. Back in the day. Leonard, no, not YSL, YLC, not YSL, YLC. It was a real thing for a while. But we started, and I need you to hear this. In fact, I'm teaching already. Credibility is a missing ingredient in the ecosystem that is 2023. I have never in my life, in all of my little 35 years, I have never seen so many experts with absolutely zero credibility. Let me say it this way, zero authentic credibility. A lot of manufactured, a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of grandstanding and fronting, a lot of scamming. Let's just talk about it. A lot of using other people's cars and photo shoots, and using, rented houses that you house sitting for the weekend, and you posting pictures like it's your stuff. You got fake jewelry on, a lot of that stuff. But I'm talking about authentic, real fruit. Okay. It's missing. Credibility is missing. People are telling you how to have healthy relationships and don't have one themselves. Antics. People are telling, I'm being general here, people are hosting prayer conferences who don't have a prayer life. Antics. Why? Because they saw somebody else do it and they think they made a lot of money. So now I'm going to do it too. People are telling you how to grow who've never grown, right? People telling you how to get a big church who don't have a big church. It's absolutely out of control, right? People telling you how to be large and they small. I don't get it, right? So I always lead into these conversations. I see you guys coming in. Keep hitting that share button. I always lead into these conversations emphasizing, hear me, it's not to flex. It is, however, to highlight fruit. And the problem is, please catch this, some of us are so allergic to fruit. We're so used to the overnight success, expert with no credibility. We're so used to that when we actually see fruit presented, if we're not careful, we'll present it as grand or arrogance or whatever. The truth, however, is that I'm leading with fruit because I need you to understand that what comes next is not rooted in just flyers and photo shoots. What comes next, what I'm going to tell you about conferences tonight, comes from the blood, sweat, and tears associated with actually building one, right? So with that as a foundation, I started an event in the meeting room of the DoubleTree Hotel that sits right now at 4156 La Vista Road, Tucker, Georgia, right off of Interstate 285, with a Marlowe's Tavern restaurant in the lobby and a Best Buy across the street. I know the address. I've known the address since 2012 when we started. I will forever know that address because that's how important it was. That's how invested I was in it. That's how significant it was to gather people together, because I recognized that I wasn't doing it just because others were doing it, but I knew that it was a mandate on it. Okay. We started with 50 people in the meeting room of that DoubleTree, and we grew it to 5,000 plus. I'm not talking about streaming numbers, Okay. I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about BIS, butts and seats. All right. 5,000 plus people from 49 states and 22 countries around the world. Okay. We ended it, or we grew it to the Georgia International Convention Center, and we actually packed it out, maximized it, the whole nine. Okay. I pivoted after the pandemic, or rather in the pandemic, I shifted and believe God, opened up a studio, 20,000 square foot facility. Hey, Candace, debt free, no loan. We're still in there, right? We didn't get a building and lose a building. Constantly renovating, upgrading, expanding. It now has a cafe, coffee shop. It has 3 conference rooms. It has 2 podcast studios. It has 1 photography suite. It has a learning lab. It has a sanctuary auditorium, event space that seats 400 people, state-of-the-art sound system, 30-foot as of 2 weeks ago, 30-foot LED wall. Very excited about that. But all of that to the glory of God. Now, with that being said, the reason that I'm live tonight is because, and I want to lay a few ground rules here, but my inbox is constantly flooded with pastors, preachers, entrepreneurs, innovators, big ideas, big idea thinkers, right? That want to know. And here's the problem. Oftentimes they inbox me after the event didn't work. Okay. Hey, Dr. Woods, oftentimes they inbox me 2-3 weeks out from the event. Registration is low. Budget is in the trash, right? Momentum is down. They're asking, how do we fix this? How do you do this? Da, da, da. And I'll be honest with you, I am tired of watching people go down in flames over lessons surrounding events and conferences that could have been prevented. Are you listening to me? All right. I've had, and this is what really has my mind triggered. They're members of my church that are gifted, talented, creative, entrepreneurial, all of that. And I've had in recent months, I've had several, and this is why I'm saying something, because we got to do better. I've had several members of my church serve at, assist with, help at, volunteer at other conferences, and they weren't done right. Folks didn't get their money. Come on here. Promises were made and broken. And woe unto me if I keep saying this and don't say something, because the truth of the matter is, let's go to work here. Conferences are hard, but they don't have to be. Can I say that again? Events are hard. They can be hard, but they don't have to be. I want you to hear that again. Events, summits, convocations, crusades, conferences, conclaves, whatever term you want to use, whatever brand you want to put on it, the gathering of people, please hear me. It is difficult. It can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. And so I want to give you three reasons tonight that conferences fail. And I got to have this caveat all the time. I got to give this caveat all the time. One of the downfalls, or one of the downsides of social media, is that it allows people to think that just because their world is small, everybody else's is too, right? I say that to say, please understand that as the age-old expression goes, it's the hit dog that hollers. I'm not talking about you unless it's you, all right? I say it again. I'm coming to you with a decade plus of successful conference hosting experience, consulting, managing, training others, holding others' hands. So if you're watching this and you've got your panties in a bunch, because he must be telling me because my conference was trash. If your conference was trash, I'm sorry, all right? But this is general. I'm gonna lay the foundation for y'all getting mad. This is general. It is non-specific, and it is information that applies to a wide gamut of experiences, okay? So let me give you this. Number one, first reason I want you to hear me and hear me well. First reason that your conference, that conference might not be doing as well as you would like, right? May not be thriving or growing or expanding the way that you like. Centers on the subject of finance. It centers on the subject of money. I want you to hear me very well. I cannot tell you how many times, and please hear the tone that I'm trying to operate with here. This is not a rebuke, right? It's on you if you perceive it that way. It's on you if you get defensive. Okay. This is coaching. Coaching is not always comfortable, but it's designed to make you better. All right. So you don't do better until you know better. And so we don't fault anybody for not knowing, but you do become at fault when the knowledge is available and out of pride, arrogance, and ignorance, you choose not to receive it. So first reason your conference might be failing, that conference might be failing, or maybe that conference failed, is because they didn't have the proper understanding of finance, right? I want you to hear me well. If you're doing the 4th, 5th, 6th, 17th, 24th annual anything, and you're still paying for it out of pocket, let me help you. You ain't doing it right. Now, I'm going to talk about investment in a second, so just ride with me. Please don't think I'm saying that you're supposed to come out of the gate. You have had 500 people, I'm a millionaire. No, it don't work like that. We'll get to that in a second. But at a certain point, if you're having to fund everything yourself, at a certain point, the people have spoken. They're trying to tell you, maybe we don't want what you have, at least not the way you're presenting it. Because at a certain point, I need you to understand, the goal of an event is that it should be financially not only sustainable, but at a certain point, that thing ought to be profitable. Can I say this to the glory of God? I need you to hear this. This is why you need to listen to me tonight. I have never done an event that did not end in the black. When we hosted 50, we ended in the black. When we hosted 5,000, we ended in the black. Y'all hearing what I'm saying? Right? Never, ever hosting an event that didn't end in the black. And at a certain point, I didn't have to keep paying for it all myself. Why? Because of the proper understanding of finance. Now, when we're talking about finance, if your plan is to flex, floss, invite people that are outside of your pay scale, invite speakers that are not in your budget, and your plan is, it's all right. I got a nice flyer. I got a big name. The masses are coming and they're all going to give. I'm going to make my money in offerings. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. You need to delete that flyer. You need to send the speakers you invited an apology email and release the date from their calendar. And you need to go take a nap, because raising the budget in offerings is an absolute, complete, and total fail. That is not a plan. No. I need you to hear me. No, the people gonna come. Everybody gonna give. I'm gonna give. If I get 500 people to give $1,000, then I made $500,000. Then what I can, you are absolutely not ready to host an event. Grace, throw everything away. Crystal, I'm trying, girl. Donald, beyond tragic. You have no idea how many conferences, revivals, crusades I've been invited to either consult with or speak at, and their entire funding model was built on offerings. You can't count on offerings. Do you know how fickle offerings are? First of all, now let's talk about it for a little bit. First of all, some of your gatherings, the theme, the thrust, the promo, the spirit of your event, let's just talk about it, doesn't even attract givers. Y'all all right? Can y'all hear me? Everybody all right? I'm going to say it again. You don't have to get mad or get better. Pick one. I pray you choose to get better. Some of us, especially in the faith space, some of our gatherings, conferences, events, whatever, revivals, whatever, they're not geared towards givers. They're geared towards shouters. And I'm going to say something. I need 10 of y'all to talk to me in these comments if I'm right. The truth of the matter is, 9 out of 9.5 times, people that come to an event just to shout don't come to give. Sorry, not sorry. Let me help you. You built an entire gathering around praise breaks. And hear me, the praise break crowd is not typically a generous offering crowd. I didn't come to sow, I came to shout. And watch this. We're talking about the shouting crowd. What am I shouting about? I'm shouting about the fact, you ready? God's about to turn it around. What are you shouting about? I'm shouting about the fact in 3 days, I'm going to get a financial miracle. The people, watch me. You ready? The people that shout for financial miracles don't have no money. Yeah. I should have saved this for my next event because y'all, this might be too much for Facebook. I'm sorry. Have y'all shared? You should, because we're making the devil out of a liar tonight. Yeah. Come on. Think. I need you to think. Come on. Bring your mind to the conversation. The people that get excited, watch me. I'm going to use buzzwords about breakthrough and release, right? These are people that need breakthrough and they need release. And I'm speaking in very general terms. So hear me. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, the people that need release all the time typically don't have a lot of money to release. I know I'm telling the truth. I don't know why y'all not saying nothing to me in here. Dr. Newton, what's up, man? Yeah. And if your plan is, I'm gonna get a bunch of folk together and we're gonna shout a lot and we're gonna prophesy for 4 hours and then we're gonna raise a big that you are foolish. Because watch me. The whole offering thing, number one, it hinges on the fact that people are gonna come. And especially in the post-pandemic world, you have no guarantee that anybody is coming, you ready, until you see them sitting in those seats. Yeah. I don't care how many people, oh, Doc, I'm going to be there. Doc, I'm going to be there. No, I'm coming. You can't count that money. You can't count on their attendance until they're there. And so watch this. You're going to raise all your budget and offerings. What happens if there's a weather incident? Folks couldn't come. Storm came, right? Snowstorm came or hurricane impacted travel plans. We just had an incident, in the Northeast with the Canadian wildfires and the smoke. Every flight I was on last week was delayed. You hear what I'm saying? Because of the weather pattern. So you don't know people even going to come. Then if they come, they're not obligated to stay the whole time. You put a flyer up with somebody singing or whatever, they will come, hear who they want to hear, and leave. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? And so if your whole plan, you ready? If your whole structure to meet budget is built on offerings, you've already lost. Now, I'm just getting I can tell I'm gonna make a few people mad tonight. It's not my intention, but I'm so passionate about this because I just want us to do better. And the truth is we can do better. And so here's what I'm going to do. It's almost midnight. Here's what I'm going to do. We put the code back up. I put together, I don't think it's right to offer rebuke over proof and don't offer a solution. Forgive me. So what I'm going to do is I put together a 70-something page conference planning and hosting blueprint. All right. I told you we started our event with 50 people. We grew it to over 5,000. Can I be very transparent? I don't know if I'm gonna leave this up. So I think I'm gonna share and be kind of transparent tonight. My first budget at my I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna be very transparent because I gotta talk about something on this next point. My first budget was $2,170. All right. I had no idea how I was gonna raise $2,170. Okay. No idea. God, however, gave us strategy. We did it. We profited. We made enough to double it the next year. Double the attendance. Budget went up significantly. But by our peak, and I don't want to go too deep for you, our budget was well into 7 figures. Now, I'll give you a minute to carry the one, do the math. I said well into 7 figures. 100,000, or better yet, $900,000 is 6 figures. I said we were well into 7 figures. That's $1 million plus. Okay. We had $400,000 in LED. 29. We had this. It was crazy. We were on something else. God, it was crazy. All right. We had the band suspended in the air. We had to pay for special lifts. We had to get just crazy. Right. We had a $400,000 stage. Okay. So, yeah, I took all of that knowledge, all of my blood, all my tears, all my lessons, the stuff I learned from hiring. Wow. We hired a sponsorship director one year who stole $70,000 and left the country. Lord have mercy. 2 weeks before the conference. Boy, did we learn from that, right? God help me here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll get back to that. But we got a general in the room, Pastor T.J. McBride, Pastor Timothy J. McBride, one of my mentors from a distance. I look up to him and honor him. He is in the house. Y'all show your love. Pastor Timothy J. McBride, pastor of Tabernacle of Praise, all over Metro Atlanta. They have, I think, 4 campuses now. He's just amazing inspiration. I've gleaned so much from him. Honored to have you on, Pastor. So all of the lessons, all of the stress, all of the sleepless nights, we took it all. We put it in a 70-something page blueprint. I'm talking about every email that we sent. I'm talking about every speaker confirmation. How do you get a Bishop Noel Jones to come? We give you the letter. I'll give you the letter. This is how we got him to come. He came multiple times. He loved it. How do you get a Marvin Winans? And how do you get a this? How do you get presidential candidates? It's in the blueprint, right? So our emails, the know before you go stuff that you send to your attendees, the registration process, all of it, the vendor protocols, the job descriptions for your team, right? The policies and procedures. We even give you a timeline, what you ought to be doing 12 months before the event, 8 months before the event, 6 months before the event, 3 months before, the month before, the week before, the week of. We give you timelines. We give you daily schedules. I mean, we literally, everything we used to put together a conference that cost millions of dollars, brought thousands of people. We put it together in one blueprint, and it's yours right now. Here's what I'm doing. I think the code, I think midnight Pacific. I think that's what it is. So that's 3 a.m. Eastern. That's where I am. Yeah. So for the next however many of y'all to get it in now, I want you to go to conferenceandtheclick.com, check out. And when you check out, if you enter faith, that's the keyword. That's the discount code. If you enter faith at checkout, it's going to take $100 off immediately. Now, this code will not last long. It will expire, and it will expire soon. I need you to hear me well. You have a couple of hours if I'm looking at this right, if we did that right. So if you're a conference host and you were tired, let's just be very direct. Listen to me. Why should both of us have to figure it out? You're trying to figure out, how do I get my team structured? What do we need to be doing? What emails do we need to send? Why do we both have to figure it out when one of us already has? I want you to go get the blueprint and download it tonight and go through. Listen, take Young Leaders Conference off and put your conference name on and go to work. We've done the hard work for you. So if you want to do better events, here's the promise. If you want events that attract more people and make more money, go invest in yourself now. All right. So I want to throw that out there for those that are serious about growing, serious about investing, serious about expanding and enlarging your events, serious about actually finally being profitable and ending in the black and having enough money to do it next year without having to beg and plead and cry and weep. Okay. So go to conferenceandtheclick.com right now, enter faith at checkout, and you're going to get $100 off. Now, again, last thing, and I'm getting back to the points. If this plan helped the conference raise and generate and satisfy a 7-figure budget, that might be worth you investing. Just gonna put that out there. Okay. So you should probably do that right now. Now, back to what I'm talking about. The first reason that conference failed, that conference flopped, that conference didn't do what you wanted it to do, let's just be honest, has to deal with finances. I'm saying it again. If your plan is to raise the budget in the offering, you're not going to do it. All right. Now, while I'm talking about finance, yeah, I'm gonna say it. Let me ask you, y'all are the audience. How deep do y'all want me to go on this tonight? Because we can really talk about it if we're going to talk about it, or we can, stay Mickey Mouse Club. We can, go surface if you want, or we can go deep. How far y'all want to go with this? Talk to me. I know what's the delay in the comments, so I'm gonna give you a second to choose ye this day. Okay, let me see. All right. Candace said Titanic deep. Okay. Mari, love it all the way. Can deep, dive in, dig in. Okay, well, deep call on the deep. Okay, come on with the scriptures, Grace. Let's talk about it then. When we're talking about budget and the need to raise money, I need y'all to share this quickly. You wouldn't need to raise as much money if you planned a conference that was within your realistic means. I want to talk about this, and really this is segueing to the second point. The first area is finance, but it's hand in hand. It goes hand in hand with the second area, and that is, here's the key. Second key reason the conference is failing is because the conference was driven by competition. I'm going to say it again. Some of us, the reason your conference is not working is because you have overextended yourself. Hear me, because you're trying to compete. I'm going to say it again. Got to say it again. Must say it again. The reason some of our conferences failed and flopped is because we built it, we designed it, we staged it out of nothing but pure competition. You saw what somebody else did. Okay. Somebody said the code. I hope enough people. I hope it didn't. It's set to only where a certain number of people can do it. So hold on. Let me send this message while we talking, because I want you to be able to get it in. Somebody said the code's not working. Okay, I got you. We're gonna get you in. That means that people are that means that people are jumping on it. And I know it. I think it caps at a certain number. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, but everybody again say comparison. Comparison. I can't hear you, but you can. Comparison. One more time. Comparison. All right. If the entire reason, if the entire um, motivation, right? If the entire driving force behind your event, behind your conference is to keep up with somebody else, you need to stop now. Let me tell you why. What you don't understand is that sometimes while people make it look easy, sometimes while people make it look, you know, like it's light work, sometimes while people make it look like it's no problem and, they've got all these people, they didn't spend all this money, you don't know how much favor they operated in. Can I just talk true story? And to the person that, and some of you all said, I just try to use the code, they just reset it. So I think like 30 of you can go now. And I'm just going to say it again. If you're wanting to host conferences, it's very simple guarantee. If you want to host conferences that attract more people and make more money, let's just be very direct. You need to download the blueprint. Okay. I've never done a conference that didn't sell out. I've never done a conference that didn't profit, period. If you want to know how, I don't think we got to go into Greek and Hebrew and folks get real spooky and strange. Let's just be very direct. This is what happens if you go to conferenceandaclick.com right now while we're talking, because people are literally doing it now. And I think the code is going to reset again at a certain number. So you need to hurry up and do that. Enter faith at checkout, and it's going to take $100 off right now. Hurry up. So back to comparison. Can I just be honest with you? I have had so many people look at YLC and deduce that conferences are easy because, if he can do it, I can do it. Well, probably not. It's not how it works. Because what people did was they looked at me, they counted the money, they said, okay, this one cost this, they got you got to maybe you don't realize how many of the people that came on the strength of relationship initially. Yeah. People came on the strength of relationship initially. Okay. I leveraged those relationships into quality experiences. So they came as a favor. I was a charity case at the beginning. They wasn't coming because, this is a stage. They were absolutely doing me a favor. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? It wasn't a marketing plan. We were bringing in amazing people from the beginning, but it was on the back of relationship. All right. And so if you're judging or comparing what you can do based on what somebody else is doing without factoring in their favor, you're setting yourself up for embarrassment. All right. I've had people try to use venues that I've used, didn't understand the dynamics. The convention center that we use, we have an amazing relationship with them. Like you wouldn't believe. And I haven't hosted an event there in several years now, but they still call us. They still invite us to things because we were a major blessing. We brought favor. I know that sounds crazy, but they told us that when we would do YLC, we would bring like $1.6 million to the local economy in the College Park event district. So that's where Georgia National Convention Center, Marriott Gateway, that airport district, we would bring like $1.6 million in revenue, because if you've got thousands of people coming, come here, educate yourself here. They're getting hotel rooms. They're eating in restaurants. They're stopping at gas stations. Y'all follow me? They're spending money at stores, right? Somebody they shouted their outfit out, or they whatever, they got to get a new outfit for the night. They're going to the local stores, right? So I've had them reach out to me and say, "Hey, we need you to help so and so." What are you talking? I don't even know what or who or what is. What are you talking about? They don't know what they're doing, right? Why? What is that about? That's about relationship. And so if you jump into these things, hear me, you're putting together lineups, you're inviting speakers, you're bringing in guests, you're inviting artists, right? And you don't have the necessary relationships, you're setting yourself up to fail. Don't plan beyond your means. Now, I understand dreaming big. I understand swinging for the fences. Believe me, I get it. We did it. But you have to marry your faith, hear me, with your work. Faith without works is dead. And so you can have faith. We're going to bring Bishop Jakes. We're going to bring Bishop so-and-so. We're going to bring Dr. So. We're going to bring Kirk Franklin and Maverick City. And that's great. That's faith. But do your works support that? I need y'all to share this because I'm feeling the help in here now. Do you have the credibility to swing that guest list? Are you hearing me? You've got to marry. Thank you, Bishop. You've got to marry your faith with your works. Okay? It's okay to start small. Save yourself the headache. Save yourself the embarrassment. Save yourself the stress. Don't build your conference out of comparison. That is no way to work. You don't know their favor. You don't know you don't know how long they've been working behind the scenes on it. All you see is what they show you. Follow me? So don't move based on comparison. Now, I want to give you another one. Okay. Understand that maybe the reason that conference sucked is because you thought that your anointing was synonymous with expertise. Yeah. You thought, hear me, that your anointing was synonymous with expertise. Dr. Jackson, what's up, man? Love you. That's my brother. Pastor Kareem Jackson, I was just with him in Houston yesterday. Great church, great guy, great time. Let me say it again. A lot of us mess up in event spaces because we think our anointing is synonymous with expertise. Let me say this directly. Let me say this clearly. Let me say this without hesitation or delay. The fact that you can preach does not mean you can host a conference. I'm gonna run that back again. The fact that you can sing does not mean you can host a conference. I still don't feel like y'all hearing me. The fact that you can prophesy, the fact that you can hoop, the fact that you are, okay, let's talk about the fact that you think you're attractive. Come on, because there are a lot of conferences that are built around nothing but personal appearance. That does not mean you can host a conference. So many, especially ministry people, so many pastors, preachers, spiritual gifts, they think that being anointed means they can do it all. I can administrate. No, you can't. I can organize. No, you can't. Not necessarily. No, I'm God's man. I'm anointed. I can. Yeah, you and your anointed self need to get some professionals that are strong in areas that you're weak. Are y'all listening to me? Okay. You need to get people that do what you don't. Because here you are with your anointed preaching self, checks bouncing, because you don't know how to balance the books right. Y'all not hearing me in here. Don't be afraid. What's up, Matt? Don't be afraid to bring in people. Let me help you. It is not an indictment. Free yourself from that. It is not, hear me, it is not a statement of value or the lack thereof. Free yourself from that. Get some people that know what they're doing. You ready for this? And let them do what they do. Hey, Stacia, love you. Y'all got that? Get people that know what they're doing and let them do what they're doing. Yeah. But a lot of us, tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. A lot of us in ministry and preachers or whatever, we get insecure. We get insecure. And we don't want people to see our weakness. We don't want people to see that we're not Superman. And as a result, our events suffer. But hear me and hear me again. The anointing is not synonymous with expertise. The fact that you can preach don't mean you can plan. The fact that you're anointed doesn't mean you can administrate. The fact that you're prophetic doesn't mean you know how to be profitable. Are y'all hearing me? Okay. Now, I'm going to say it again. Some of you, you're listening. I've got some more for you. You need to do what the screen says now. Every event host, if your event is faith-based, if it's academic, if it's educational, if it's secular, if it's online, if it's in person, every event host that's serious about hosting events that make more money and attract more people. Stop. Let me rebuke that simple-minded, idiotic notion that conferences are not supposed to be profitable. That's insane. Y'all not hearing me? I'm not in it for the money, but the money keeps me in it. Come on. How do you expect to operate in excellence if you're not bringing in no money? What? How do you expect to attract quality and viable and leading voices if you're not bringing in no money? What? Come on, let's stop being so puddle deep and be honest. How do you expect even to be motivated to continue through the dark days if there's no green light at the end of that tunnel? No, stop. So if you want to host conferences that attract more people, make more money, you need to go to conferenceandaclick.com right now. It is my entire model, everything we've used. Okay. Jamaica says, I'm having trouble getting it. Tell me what it's saying, Jamaica, because you need to get it now. You need to get it now. You need to get it now. If you enter faith at checkout, it's going to take $100 off for you. So you need to do it now. Okay. Now, let me give you another thing. Yeah, I'm going to be very transparent with you on here. All right. It's very important that you realize that a lot of times, and I need everybody to share this real quick because this is going to help a lot of us. Jamaica, just refresh it. I'm sorry. I don't know. Start over. Okay. A lot of us fail in conferences because we have unrealistic expectations around money. I'm talking about personally now, as the host, as the leader, right? As the visionary, establishmentarian, however you want to frame it, all right? A lot of us have unrealistic views around money. And we think, I'm going to be very, very transparent, that because you host a conference, this is a step to personal riches. Okay, I get it. A lot of us think that, hosting a conference is a step towards personal profit and fame and acclaim. I get it. But what you've got to realize is that conferences, those that will be successful and profitable, are about the long game and not the short one. I said it earlier, and I'm saying it again. I've hosted 7-figure conferences. Okay. And there are some that thought that, man, at the conference, 7 figures, he's a millionaire. I could have been. I will be. You say that. And I could have been a lot closer, but the experience would have suffered because I would have had to divert so much of that personal income, or rather, I would have had to divert so much of the resource that we use on the experience into my personal pocket. Now, keep in mind, conferences, this is not church, right? It's not, it's your money. You're the host. It's your business. You invest, da, da, da. Cool. But what people don't realize is I was hosting literally thousands of people. I mean, literally, again, thousands of people packing out convention center, presidential candidates, right? We paid off $2 million worth of medical debt. I want you to hear this. We bought and paid off $2 million worth of medical debt. We bought it, paid it off. Y'all not hearing me? $2 million. And when that conference ended, you know what I did? I got in my car. You know what kind of car it was? It was a 2012 Honda Accord. Y'all not hearing me? Y'all not hearing me? Y'all not hearing me? Y'all not hearing me? As I'm emotional about this almost. 5,000 people paid off $2 million worth of medical debt. I left the convention center in my 2012 Honda Accord. Somebody said, "Oh, I get it. That's like Warren Buffett has a Lincoln, but he also got 9 planes and 14 yachts and da da da. He got other cars. He just drove." No, that was my only car. Y'all not hearing me? And I was making payments on it still. I didn't buy it cash. Y'all hearing me? I got in my 2012 Honda Accord coupe. Wasn't even a 4-door. And I drove to my studio apartment. Y'all don't see, this is the part y'all don't want to hear, or this is the part you need to hear. Okay. I drove to my studio apartment, not in a, not in a downtown high rise, I'm not talking about no luxury condo. I drove to my studio apartment in an ungated community at the corner of a liquor store up the street from a strip club. No garage, no reserved parking. My neighbor had a 83 Cutlass, I think, that he worked on in the driveway every day. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all all right? Y'all there? I left 5,000 people. I'm the man. It's genius, right? Presidential United States senators are there. All the big preachers, right? Paying off millions of dollars of debt, packing stuff out, right? Baptizing dozens of people in swimming pools, all of this. And I got in my Honda and drove to my little 600 square foot studio apartment. Mm-hmm. You hear me? I had a rug that I got from the dollar store. It was on my little family room. It wasn't wood floor. It wasn't even almost real. It was whatever they put in over there where I was. Y'all hearing me? Now, mind you, the conference that I was hosting, 7-figure experience, paid off $2 million worth of medical debt, hosted all the big names. I'm in a Honda in a studio out in Clarkston. Okay. Why? Because the long game is more important than the short game. I need to encourage I know this is a practical teaching, and it's not church, but I honestly, no joke, I feel the Lord on here. Somebody's being encouraged. Somebody's being encouraged right now. Somebody's being encouraged. I was playing the long game. Okay. I need you to hear me in the spirit now. Think about this. None of my friends, none of my friends ever came over. I never hosted a dinner, never hosted we have a game night. Never. None of my boys ever came over there. Why? Because I didn't want them to see where I was. You hear what I'm saying? Because for a season, I was so committed to the experience and the long game that I was putting all that I could back into I could have had a fleet of cars, if you want to know the whole truth. But I said, no, let's go ahead and get this $400,000 stage, because this is going to be a memory. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Okay. Now, fast forward. I don't drive a Honda no more. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I don't say that in a disparaging way, but I don't. Not anymore. Okay. I don't live in a studio out in Clarkston no more. Not anymore. Okay. But that's only because I played the long game. You've heard me say that our church has grown from less than 70 people to 845 as of right now. Do you realize that the overwhelming majority of the people that have joined my church, you ready? Do you realize that the overwhelming majority of them came through and from the Young Leaders Conference, hear me, and its subsidiaries? Okay. First Sunday I took over the church, 22 people joined. Almost all of them were YLC, Spirit and Truth people. Then what happened? They brought their friends. They brought their friends. They brought their friends. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yeah. That 20,000 square foot studio, okay, that we moved into debt free. You ready? How do you think that we were able to do that? It came on the heels, on the strength of Young Leaders Conference. Why? Because I was willing to wait. I'm talking to some conference hosts that need to hear the voice of wisdom right now. You better hear me. Play the long game, not the short one. Are you hearing me? Okay. Now, I want to say it again. Every event host that's on here right now needs to go to conferenceandaclick.com. Okay. And you need to download the blueprint. It's everything we do, everything we used. We literally give it to you in the download. If you go now and enter faith at checkout, you're going to get $100 off of it. One more time, now. So you need to do that now. Okay. I mean, now. The code's going to expire in a minute. And I think it's capped at a certain number of people. So one more time, you need to do it now. If you want to host events that attract more people, make more money, do it. But I'm telling you what I know. You have to play the long game. Stop thinking that you're going to get rich overnight. That's foolish. You would be better off to invest in the experience. Look at your conference, and I'm going to let you guys go in a minute. Look at your conference like a baby. When that baby is born, after the baby comes into the world, it is the parent's job, it is the guardian's job to serve as a guardian, to guard. It is the guardian's job to feed the baby, because if the guardian doesn't feed the baby won't live. It is the guardian's job to clothe the baby, because if the guardian doesn't clothe the baby won't live. It is, hear me again, it is the guardian's job, the parent's job, to take care of that baby. But if the parent does a good job, that baby will reach a point of maturity. If life goes on, the parent that took care of the baby, that baby will grow to a point where the baby takes care of the parent. Did y'all catch what I said? That's how I want you to see your event. Stop trying to make your baby drive you around. Stop trying to make your baby buy you a house. Y'all hearing me? Stop trying to make your baby provide for you. It's a baby. You have to provide for it until it reaches, what's up, Pastor Jefferson? Until it reaches a point of maturity where the roles reverse and it takes care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to encourage a conference host. I took care of YLC. I mean it. I took care of it. I nursed it. I fed it. I clothed it. I dressed it. I did everything for it. But I'm here to tell you that the time came when what I once took care of started taking care of me. But you have to play the long game. Stop trying to cash out too soon. Invest in the vision. Be the first partaker. You want to know why you can't get sponsors? Maybe it's because they don't see you investing. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying to you? Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? And again, please don't hear this. Oh, now he telling us what to do. No, I'm the one. I'm deleting this. But I've never told this story until tonight. I left 5,000 people. And again, it wasn't like, oh, the conference was okay. What? YLC 2019? Pre-pandemic? What? 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 5,000 plus presidential candidates. 2 million. They name a city after a day in the city after us. Folks getting baptized in swimming pool. It was an epic event. It changed the landscape of conferences in our generation. And I left all them people, got in a 2012 Honda Accord, which was my only car that I was still making payments on. Paid off $2 million worth of medical debt, but I didn't pay off my Honda. And I drove to my studio apartment over off Brockett Road, around the corner from Stroker Strip Club, at the light where the liquor store was. Why? Because I was playing the long game. I close. You need to go to that link. I don't drive that Accord no more. I was able to sew that Accord into one of the members of the church. I don't live over there no more. It's a gate to get in here now. Y'all don't hear me. Wasn't no gate over there. I think they had one at one point, but the arm, it was, an apartment complex is bad when the arm on the gate is never there. In fact, you've never seen it in the time you live there. Right? Yeah. No leasing office like that. Yeah. You don't know. You don't know the story. You see now, but you don't know about then. Okay. So play the long game. Invest in the vision. Don't operate with the mindset that you're just going to raise all the money. I'm going to raise all the money in offerings. If you are if you are counting on offerings to make budget, you're not doing this right. You're in a very dangerous place. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? You are in a very dangerous place. If they don't give, we don't know what we're going to do. Now you're in the pressure situation. Now you're in the pressure situation where you have to either get gimmicky. God knows we've seen that. So now, okay, if I don't make such and such tonight, we're going to whatever. So now you're prophesying to folk. Now you're trying to scare people into giving, right? Now you're doing 2 and 3 and 4 offerings. Okay. Yeah. Don't do that. That's not the way. There's a better way. And I'm just going to put it out there since we're talking about, I'm going off now. I'm closing out now. We have part of our fundraising strategy in the blueprint. Y'all hear that? Yeah. Click the link or go to your browser rather. Go to conferenceinaClick.com. Enter faith at checkout. It's going to take $100 off tonight. Okay. So you got to do this, I think, in the next 24 hours or before the X number. I think 30 people can do it now. So if you do it, you need to do it now. All right. I love you guys. I thank God for you all. I'm praying that you walk in, live in, operate in God's best. And I'm praying that our events get better. If you don't, listen, if you don't do, thank you, Bishop. If you don't do the due diligence, if you don't put the work in, I'm just going to be honest with you, you forfeit your right to complain about the results. Can I say that to you? If you don't invest in the resources, if you don't invest in the knowledge that is available to you, don't go into this thing of it's spiritual warfare when it doesn't work. That's not spiritual warfare. Let's grow up. That's called harvest. If you don't, watch me, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. If friend, sister, brother, pastor, bishop, doctor, apostle, whatever, if you don't do your work, if you don't put the work in, if you don't invest in the resources to show you how to do it, you do not have a right to complain about the devil's out to get you. No, friend. No, beloved. That's not the devil at all. You didn't study to show yourself approved. That's not no. That's called harvest. That's called harvest. That's called harvest. If you didn't do the work, if you didn't count up the cost, the Bible says a wise builder counts up the cost. Are you hearing me? And if you didn't count the cost, stop talking about the devil's out to get you and we're going through an attack. It's not an attack. It's a budget. It's not an attack. It's an invoice. The venue wants their money. What up, John? Love you, man. You hear what I said? The venue, the hotel wants their money. The speakers want their money. That's not we're not rebuking the enemy. This is not a test. You know how many foolish statements I've seen over the years from people that try to justify their bad stewardship. Yeah, let's stop spiritualizing poor stewardship. God is testing us. No, he's not testing us. The credit bureau is going to report you. Y'all not hearing me. The God is just proving us. He's testing us for another level. This has nothing to do with another level. Stop. You make the whole kingdom look bad. Are you hearing me? All right, I'm done. Go now. God bless you. It's on the bottom of the screen. ConferenceinaClick.com. Enter faith at checkout. It's going to take $100 off right now. Okay. And you know what? Since we're about to go, I'll say this for those of you that hung on. How do you do digital ministry well? I'm going to put it out there like this. If, I don't know, by chance, you go to that website on the screen, ministrygoesdigital.com. You want to know how we built an online ministry that reaches millions of people? Go to ministrygoesdigital.com, download it, and guess what? If you enter faith at checkout, you just might save $100 on it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Love you guys. Let's host better conferences. ConferenceinaClick.com. Download the blueprint. Why are you trying to figure out stuff that's already been figured out? Everything we used, all of my experience. That's what mentorship does. It allows you to get the knowledge without the pain. Yeah. Go download it now. See y'all next time.